exact parts of it, but these guys were quoting exact parts of the Bible that literally say like the start of the end.
Yeah.
And a part of it was like there was one thing, it might have been floods or something,
Mm-hmm.
and they were saying how like the California like had like a big flood,
Yeah.
and then they said and earthquakes too, and Syria and Turkey
Syria,
had those
Turkey, yeah.
big earthquakes, bro. Like
Yeah.
they say like I think like either up to or over 40,000 people died, bro.
Yeah, prayers out to Turkey and Syria,
Yeah,
man.
for real.
It's like
Prayers.
sad.
Yeah.
But there's also like the flooding that you're talking about. Have you seen Italy right now? Venice? No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Venice, right?
Yeah, Venice.
Like where
It's going underwater.
It's going underwater. Like
Mhm.
anywhere you walk, like that's paved,
Yeah.
it's about an inch of water
Yeah.
that you're just splashing around in now.
Right. I saw TikTok on that too, and then I clicked just to find out more about it, and they said in like 2040.
2040, 2050 around there.
Yeah, they said it's gonna be completely underwater, which is insane.
Cause it has a nickname of like the city on the water or something like that.
Yeah,
Which
something
is
that's crazy though.
yeah.
Like people are like going out to Venice to like tour.
Yeah. And you have to wear water shoes to walk around.
Yeah,
which
and
is
like
crazy.
they're just like walking in water,
Mm-hmm.
and that's like, dude, that's scary. Like when you see stuff real time, that's like crazy to think about.
So yeah, like religion wise, I would say like I don't know enough to like from Islam because like I obviously practice Islam, but it's like more of like I don't know like the full stories and everything behind it, but I know that in the Quran it says like everything like that you were talking about with like the end is coming near.
Yeah.
So there's these major signs and then there's these minor signs.
Mm-hmm.
And so how it works is that the minor signs will come first, and then the major signs will start taking place. And when they take place, it's a domino effect.
Really?
So like, if this happens, then later on it'll start happening, and then it'll keep going, so on and so on. It'll be like a domino effect.
Yeah.
And man, I was looking into it. Like I did like a lot of research on it, and like I don't know, just because I'm really scared of like I've talked to this
the
about
end of the world.
Yeah, because like I've talked about this with my mom. I was like, dude, like, because my mom said the same thing. Like, I don't want to be alive when it happens. I was like, I agree. Because it's like
a scary thing, bro. It's like
yeah, like the way that they describe in the Quran is like, the parents don't even know who their child is, and like anyone that you love, you don't have any type of connection to them, and you can't speak. Your heart speaks for you. So it's like
when you're dead.
No, when like the end comes.
Oh.
So like, let's say me, my mom, and my dad, right?
Yeah.
And at the end, like, and the end is here.
Mm-hmm.
They won't look for me and be like, oh, where's Miles? Or I won't be like, oh, where's my mom and where's my dad? They'll be off running, and I'll be off running somewhere else too.
Damn.
Because then that's like the actual second coming of the prophet Isa or Jesus.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's basically how it is. I mean, I'm not gonna go in full depth, but
that's crazy.
That's how it works in our religion.
Yeah.
And the more you read the Bible, the more you're gonna notice that Islam and Christianity and Judaism, so yeah, Jewish, Christian, and Muslims are all like really closely connected.
Yeah. So, do Muslims read the Bible? Or do they read a certain version?
No. So what we believe is that there's 3 holy books.
Right.
The Bible, the Torah, and the Quran.
Okay.
So the Bible is a Christian one.
Right.
The Torah is the Jewish one, and then the Quran's the Muslim one.
Okay.
But the only difference is that the Quran is the final revelation of God's word. So we believe stuff that came out of the Bible, but it also says the same thing in the Quran.
Got you.
So, but it's all the Old Testament, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Because most of the New Testament is not in the Quran, to my understanding.
I got you. But yeah, dude, it's like nuts. And I've even seen a bunch of things about, like, you know how the whole thing with like Hollywood and like Satanism and stuff.
Yeah.
And like Sam Smith like dressing as the devil, and
Lil Nas X twerking on the devil,
and Lil Uzi Vert, like if you say his name really fast, it sounds like Lucifer.
Yeah.
And
Also like them selling their souls and stuff.
Yeah, and I actually just saw a TikTok before I even came here,
Really?
and it was some guy saying like, rappers or singers you should not listen to anymore, and he talked about Little Uzi Vert, and um, he was just basically saying like, if you see the chains he wears, he has like a chain, and like different parts or different like, I don't know, things that hang from it. It's upside down crosses.
Mm-hmm.
He literally wore a shirt in concert that said, I think, "Bad Religion," and then the cross with like the red circle and the line through it, like Xing out.
Wow.
Yeah, and then even like his like stage setups,
Yeah.
there was like a glowing red upside down cross and
Wow.
stuff like that. So he said something about like,
I remember a while back, Lil Uzi said
yeah.
like, if you go to hell, or like, if I'm going to hell, you guys are coming with me, or something like that, or something
Yeah.
crazy like that.
And yeah, it's just a bunch of like demonic Satanism like connections and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like low key making me think. It's like, damn, I don't know if I like, he makes good music, bro, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. It's weird how Hollywood is with these celebrities, because I mean, if you look at man, who was it? Like Mark Wahlberg, like he's very religious.
Yeah.
And all these other people are just like, it's like almost like a brainwash.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it's pretty crazy to see it all happening. And yeah, bro, it's like nuts to think about.
Like, no, especially with Hollywood, it's more and more, you can see it more and more than you did before. Like, because people are recording everything at every time, so
Yeah.
you can see a lot more than what you did before. And you can see, like, I saw a video on Twitter where it was like, here's like how they sell their soul, like here's a
Really?
video of like how they do it and stuff, and like they'll be in like the middle of nowhere, or they'll be
The
like
nowhere.
yeah, in the middle of the nowhere.
Yeah.
They'll be in the middle of nowhere, or like in like a forest or something, like where they're just completely isolated.
Really?
Yeah, and it's like a full ritual.
That
I don't
sounds-
I don't
that's,
know
like,
the exact
scary,
ritual and
bro.
stuff, but like I know that there's like a contract that's signed and stuff like that. It's crazy.
Yeah, what was I forgot. Oh, I think it was Kanye. He was I don't know if it was like a interview or if it was like him performing on stage about something, cuz I saw a video of him. He was like going like, he was just spitting bars about like Jesus and stuff, and
Right.
it was low-key fire video.
Mm-hmm.
But he said how he signed a contract and they say you can't say Jesus on stage. You can't say Jesus in front of cameras.
Yeah.
And I've seen a bunch of things about how when like athletes, when they're celebrating something,
Yeah.
and like Neymar Jr., he used to wear a headband that said, I think, Jesus.
He had a headband that had, I think, a verse. Like,
I
Doja
think
Cat,
it
like,
was Jesus.
was it?
I think it was like Jesus or Christ or Jesus Christ or something.
Okay, yeah, something along the lines.
Yeah, and I think on TV they blurred it out, and then he pretty much like stopped wearing the headband too altogether. And there's just been like so many things just about like how like the media is kind of just, really getting rid of this whole thing with like, Christianity and any religion,
Yeah.
which is like pretty scary.
Yeah. Like, when Khabib was fighting,
Mm-hmm.
you can see that, like, he was more of, like, the villain in any type of fight just because he was more religious, and Dana White is crazy against religion.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the video of him talking about after a fight, you shouldn't be thanking God, you did it yourself. Or it was something along the lines like that.
Damn.
And the biggest thing that got me, and like what made me start thinking about like how villainized religion is in the modern world, was when Khabib did this. So he was wearing like a UFC shirt,
Right.
but he like signed it, went like this, and then looked up, and then it was all over
Damn.
TikTok and everything, showing that UFC just doesn't like anything along those lines.
That is
And
nuts.
so then Dana White, I think this was recently, but Dana White did a interview, and it was on like the UFC, like in the same like pay-per-view event or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was like something along the lines where they were asking him a question about why why or what's your opinion on fighters thanking, or like what would be good etiquette for thanking people in that moment?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, you know, like you see a lot of fighters thanking God. You'll see a lot of fighters doing this, this, and this.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't understand why they be thanking God. Like, don't thank God or don't thank Jesus at that moment. And he's like, yeah, I think he said, don't thank Jesus at that moment. You did this yourself. You should be focusing on everything else besides that.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just weird how the modern world, especially like again like Hollywood and media, is just always shutting down like Jesus and God and religion.
Yeah.
Anything that like people like anybody's beliefs, like they just shoot it down, and then they're okay with this whole demonic demon shit. Like, yeah, let's have Lil Nas X come out with Nike shoes with a fucking satanic symbol on it, with blood in the soles.
Yeah.
Because they were Air Maxes.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's just like, what the fuck is that, bro?
Yeah.
That's like too much.
You can see in like, this was more like a long time ago, but it was when Jay-Z was talking about Illuminati and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like in a song.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when it became big, like when everyone was like,
yeah,
Illuminati this, Illuminati that. And then
people were saying Rihanna at the Super Bowl halftime show did that. She went like that.
she went like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
And
did,
then
yeah.
like the Rothschilds.
What
that
about?
That recently came up.
About what?
Like, do you know, I don't know if you know about Alright, so I'll explain it in like Batman terms.
Okay.
Because it makes sense to me how to explain it. So
I got you.
I read like most of the comics,
Mm-hmm.
and for Batman, they have this secret organization called the Court of the Owls.
Right. You were telling me this.
Yeah, so the Court of the Owls are basically an organization that runs all of Gotham.
Right.
Everything is staged. Everything that happens
Scripted
happens
and
because
shit.
it happens because they want it to happen.
Right.
And if anyone knows about the Court of the Owls, they send these people called the Talons to kill people.
Mm.
So now back to the Rothschilds. So the conspiracy is that the Rothschilds are the most richest family ever.
Yeah.
And they run because they basically own all the banks in Europe, all the banks in Africa, all the banks in every place, I think, for the most part. And the Rothschilds, they also run the world. And like they pay people off to like talk about certain propaganda and like all these events, and like they cause wars to make more money. Like they're saying that not the Ukraine war, but the rising tensions between us and North Korea was staged by the Rothschilds. And then they were saying that the Afghanistan war was staged by the Rothschilds because they made money off of it.
Damn.
Which is dumb.
That's very dumb.
Like, I think it's stupid, but I mean, it's something that like people are legit into.
Yeah.
So
especially with like when people come out with new inventions of things. I remember like in the 80s or 90s, somebody said like, "Oh, I can make vehicles run off water instead of oil and gas."
Oh, I've seen this.
And and the guy literally was killed.
And he got killed. Yeah,
he literally got killed.
They weren't even able to find his body.
Yeah. Yeah, like he literally just disappeared and died.
Yeah.
Which is like when I heard about that, I was like, yeah, something was staged for sure. He was definitely getting sent out.
And one thing I forgot to like, the reason why I think that like the Rothschild theory, I'm even entertaining it, was I saw this picture, and I forgot his name, but he's like one of the head people of the Rothschilds.
Mm-hmm.
He's pointing down on the now King Charles. Like King Charles is like actually like sad, and like he looks down and stuff.
Yeah.
And you can see him like mad and pointing at him like this.
Damn.
In the picture. So I was like, all right, so this might be like, there might be some truth behind it, but not full truth.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, people come up with these theories, but they're never really confirmed. They're just theories. But there's I mean, there's a buttload of freaking evidence to go behind it. And I mean, I honestly believe some of that stuff. Like, there's just no way, because there's some things with just so much evidence that it's not confirmed, but there's just so much evidence to be like, how can you even counter that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, just the whole thing with like Hollywood and Satanism, and it's just like I just don't get it. Oh, and then I saw this other thing with the Rihanna Super Bowl thing. Mm-hmm. They were saying how it's connected with like, or how it like looks like a performance that Kanye did.
Okay.
So she was in all red, and then there was a performance. I think it was one of Kanye's like listening parties for the Donda album, I think.
Okay.
And he had like he was in all red as well.
Yeah. Was it like the red puffer
Yeah.
that he was wearing?
Yeah. And then the stage, I guess there was like some floating like platforms on Kanye's stage, and there was that too for Rihanna.
Right.
So there was just a bunch of like similarities between the two. Yeah, bro, it's like it's crazy where like this world is going. I think it's getting worse and worse,
Yeah.
and there's not really too much you can really do.
Yeah, I mean, like, it is what it is, but as long as everyone, like, me personally, like, no matter how much the world goes down to shit, basically, I would say I'm gonna stick to my values no matter what.
Oh yeah, me too, for sure.
Because all of my values are off my religion.
Yeah,
Like, anything I believe in comes off of, like, teachings of the prophets and everything. So,
I got you.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw this other thing, a little bit off topic, but
Yeah.
it's it was about like dying.
Okay.
So when you're dead and stuff, and
Yeah.
this guy was saying how like when you die, people, it's just like an eternal sleep,
Okay.
and you're pretty much like on like a wait list to get up into heaven.
There's some truth to that, like, from my religion
Mm-hmm.
perspective. How it works in our religion is that when you die,
Mm-hmm.
you're basically, that's when you can tell if you're going to heaven or hell, obviously.
Right.
So how it works is that there's an angel, the angel of death,
Mm-hmm.
right? He'll come down, and if he has a more calming and beautiful face, then you're going to heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Versus if it's a scary, mugging, like, intimidating face,
Yeah.
then you're going to hell.
Damn.
And it also goes from the grave, so because you're actually, like, legit in the grave, like, your soul is in the grave with your body.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going to hell, you have a companion, and your companion's your sins, and the sins are basically personified, and they're like the rottenness smelling, like the nastiest smelling, like, most ugliest thing ever, and that's gonna be your companion until the day of judgment comes, which is the end of the world.
Yeah.
And then the companion is if you go to heaven, is like the most beautiful thing that you've ever seen, and like your grave is super spacious. It's a part of like the gardens from heaven and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you basically, that's going to be your waiting place until the day of judgment comes. That's when God will make the decision of like where he's going to put out have the book, take out all of like
Humankind.
your
Mhm.
previous like sins, your previous deeds, everything.
Damn.
Yeah, that's how it works. And
Yeah.
there's so much more like that you can go into depth, but it's just like, one, I'm not a Islamic scholar, so I just don't know everything.
Yeah.
And two, I just don't want to like say something and then one, get it taken out of context, and two, like,
Yeah. Especially
be wrong.
Especially with people nowadays.
Yeah.
They hear one thing, interpret it the other way,
Yeah,
and
and
think you said it that way. So
And if I'm wrong, bro, then it's
over with.
it's over with at that point. So
Yeah. So going back to that thing I saw, this guy was talking about like death and stuff, and he said like, because he kind of talked about more like, you know how these like ghost TV shows are always like talking to the dead.
yeah.
And apparently, like stuff with that, it isn't dead people, but it's angels that have been kicked out of heaven that you're talking to.
Like fallen angels?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like a super weird like thing to think about, because it's like, well, you're not talking to who you think you were talking to.
Yeah, you're basically talking to a fallen angel.
Literally, yeah. Somebody who was kicked out of heaven is just like, that's kind of scary. Especially with like, because I think of it as like demons then,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but I don't think they're demons. They're just kind of kicked out of heaven. Cause so I got a question for you. If you're kicked out of heaven, do you go to hell, or are you just kind of like,
in my religion?
Yeah. Like,
So there's no such thing as fallen angels in my religion.
Okay.
So how it works is that there's two species.
Mm-hmm.
There's humankind, and then there's this other thing called jinn kind.
Okay.
So jinn is another type of entity that walks all around. Like, they can see us, but you can't see them, and then they can make themselves visible like whenever they want to us. And we're made from clay.
Yeah.
They're made from fire, and they have the same like decision making stuff, like where they can be bad jinn, they can be good jinn,
Mm-hmm.
and they basically are the same as us, but they have like they're stronger than us, they're faster than us, they can do all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And what we think is that anytime you see like a possession or anytime you see like them talking to stuff, they're talking to jinn. So that's what it is. And then like the devils and stuff. So the actual devil, like Lucifer and all that,
Right.
his name is Shaitan, right?
Shaitan.
Yeah.
Like-
So like Satan, but it's SHA.
Oh,
So it's the same thing.
I got you.
And then so then he has these servants called shayateen,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just basically like his servants.
Right.
And they're like the stuff that like cause bad stuff mentally, and like more of like your you know what I'm talking about. You get what I'm trying to say.
I'm
but
saying,
like yeah, that's how it works in our religion. Like
okay,
there's no like fallen angels. Like whoever's in heaven, God put you in heaven for a reason. Like it's not like he made like you know what I mean. Like he didn't do it on purpose.
Right.
Or like God doesn't make mistakes.
Right.
So that's our take on it.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, because I just like, because thinking about it like that way, where you're talking to fallen angels,
Yeah,
it's like weird.
it's scary.
Because this is like, is it bad? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember, because my mom's into all that like ghost stuff. Like
Yeah.
she loves watching like ghost TV shows and like, you know, ghost movies and stuff.
Right.
And she's just like, no, ghosts aren't bad. They, you know, they protect you. And I was just like, I don't know, man, because I've seen like Paranormal Activity, bro. I'm like, that thing seems like it's coming after you, bro. Like, you know, and I don't know, me, like that's like, those are like my favorite horror movies too. Is like Paranormal Activity. Like that's like my favorite horror franchise ever. But I'm scared of ghosts, bro.
I'm okay. So
I'm
let me tell you I hate scary movies. Like I'm scared of scary movies, but when it comes to real life, I'm not as scared.
Really?
No.
Dude,
like any type of like
frightened, bro.
Any type of paranormal activity or anything that happens in real life, I wouldn't be as scared, just because I don't know, because like don't check how there's like big jump scares in like the scary movies and like all that. In real life, it's more of like it's straightforward.
Yeah.
And like if it happens in real life, I know exactly what I have to say to keep myself protected.
Right.
And like if I use the different types of prayers to keep myself protected, then I put my trust into God. So that's the reason I'm not as scared in person.
Yes, yeah, I'd be scared in person. I remember there's so you know Michael Jackson died in 2009,
right?
And I think a news reporter, they were in his house because I think they were selling his house.
Okay.
And they were touring around his house, and they showed this hallway. You know, there's like windows, you know, down, and I think there was probably even doors you can go outside through this hallway. But it's just this long corridor hallway, and they pan the camera down the hallway and then pan it back to like, you know, wherever they're originally headed to.
Yeah.
And when they pan it down the hallway, there's a black like mist figure that goes from the right side of the hallway to the left.
Wow.
And I was just like, dude, that's so like, if I was a camera guy and I like caught that firsthand, I'd be freaked out, bro. I'd be like, hey, we should get out of here, bro. Like, I would be, because that's like, I don't know, because I see it as like, because when I see it in like Paranormal Activity, it's like,
you know it's fake.
Yeah, but not only that, but it's like, you see how this demon is like terrorizing them,
and
then he gets inside one of them and it's like one of them's possessed,
right?
Like, I don't want that to happen to me, bro. Like, I'm like deathly scared. Like, if I just saw like a you know, like any object or like, I don't know, even like just anything that can resemble a ghost, like it would just freak me out, because it's like, I'm not like, I don't know what the hell that thing is gonna do.
Yeah. So no, like it's weird for me is that like I love ghost stories, like those campfire stories and stuff.
Yeah. I
can't watch scary movies, but like I like listening to like actual personal experiences, or like if you're telling me about Paranormal Activity, it sounds like it would be my favorite too. Just because like I like hearing about it, I just don't like watching it.
I got
That's how it is.
Want me to give you a rundown of it?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, bet. So
we got about like 30 minutes, so yeah, we got time.
We got hella time. If you wanna get a drink, get some popcorn. No, I'm just playing.
All right.
But anyways,
so we're in the first episode, or the first movie.
Yeah. So I just want to let you know this beforehand. All the movies are connected.
Okay.
Let me think. 5. Okay, I think 5 might be, no, 5's connected too.
Okay.
So it evolves around this one girl. So there's these two girls, and this is This is one of those movie franchises where you have to watch it not from one, two, three. You have to watch it from like different orders.
Okay.
Kind of like the
Like Star Wars?
yeah, just like Star Wars.
Okay.
So we're gonna go to the third episode or third movie.
Third movie.
Yeah, and I may be wrong on this.
Do they have names?
I forgot the names,
Okay,
bro. It's
cool.
been a minute since I've seen Paranormal Activity.
Okay.
But so there's these two girls, right?
Got it.
Two little girls. They're sisters, and they're
Okay.
getting terrorized by this demon.
Got it.
And pretty much one of them makes a deal with the devil. I don't know what the deal was. I forgot. And pretty much the demon, I guess, leaves the girls alone.
So the girls, they made the deal with the devil?
One of them makes
One
a
of
deal.
them. Okay.
And the other one's fine.
Got it.
Now, there's I forgot what the deal was, but there's something about a baby, like the first male baby to be born between the sisters or something like that.
Okay.
And or something with like the bloodline and the first
Something
male
along the lines,
baby
right? Yeah.
being born about something. And pretty much I think the demon would leave them alone in exchange for the baby.
Okay.
I think, I'm not totally sure. Along the lines, again, rusty on this, but
Yeah.
then you go to the first movie, and that's about the girl who she, gets possessed, and that movie's like crazy. So pretty much, this girl and the guy are living. The guy's name is Mika. That's
Okay.
about as much as I know
Got it.
on names, but her and Mika are living in this house, and pretty much the demon's there to like haunt them and possess the girl.
Right.
So then at the end of the movie, she gets possessed, kills her boyfriend, the craziest way possible. Literally the end of the movie, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You hear like nothing, and then all you see is just this body fly towards the camera like a jump scare.
Oh my god.
Yeah, bro. It was like when I saw it the first time, I jumped, bro. Like it scared the shit out of me. And then
Is it so like for all Paranormal Activity like movies, are they all
they're all
filmed the same-
connected.
Are they all
in some
filmed the
way.
same way, like where
Yeah.
it's off security cameras?
Yeah, they're all filmed the same way.
Okay.
Now because there's, oh man, so there was another movie that took place before it all, like somewhere in like the 80s or something.
Okay.
And because pretty much what happened was these two girls, when they were little, their house burnt down. And in the first movie, the girl, one of the girls, she's like grown up now. She's moved in with that guy, and they look in the attic one time, and there's a picture of when they were like in the old house, and you could see like the edges of the paper were burned, and it's from their house being burnt down. But they see this in the attic of their new house,
Okay.
which is like super weird.
Right.
And yeah, that was just like a little thing from it. And then pretty much the sister of the girl, so the girl gets possessed, and then I think in the second movie, it's about her sister's family.
All right.
So, pretty much the sister has like the baby that like the demon wants, and after the whole first movie happens, then the second movie happens. She's possessed at the end of the movie. Comes in like literally the husband of the girl's sister, the possessed girl's sister.
Yep.
Literally like is chilling on the couch, and then she just comes like, and you just see like, again, security cameras, so
Right.
it pans, and then as soon as it pans to another one, she's just appeared right behind him while he's just on the couch chilling watching a movie.
Is this still Mika's girl that got possessed? Like,
This
that
is
still
Mika's
her?
girl
Okay.
that's possessed,
Okay.
and she's going to her sister's house to get that baby.
Got it.
And so she's just standing like, you know how like,
And whose baby is it? Is it Mika's baby or is
no,
it
it's the possessed girl's
sister?
sister's
Okay,
baby.
got it.
And then like she's just like standing there, just like straight face, like possessed, just like just staring at him,
Right.
and then just fucking breaks his neck, bro. And like you just see it in the movie, he just like, and then he's just dead.
Breaks the baby's neck?
No, breaks the husband's neck.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So straight breaks his neck, and then what happened? Oh, also the demon tried to possess the one sister,
Okay.
not the possessed girl, but her sister. Demon tried to possess her, but I think they saved her or something like that.
Got it.
And then yeah, pretty much the possessed girl goes up and kills her sister, or like literally just like throws her up against the wall, like also into the camera, like so happens to be a security camera in the
Right.
corner of the baby's room,
Yeah.
and she's fucking like in the corner, like passed out or dead, and then picks up the baby and like walks out with it.
So it's all revolving around the baby at this point.
Pretty much, because it's like a sacrifice or something like that.
Okay.
And
So the main purpose of the person that's possessed was to get the baby and kill anything that's in the way.
pretty much,
Okay.
as long as you have the baby, just do what you gotta do.
Got it.
And so that's the first two movies, which is pretty much that.
Right.
And then the fourth movie. Okay, I think I have this all totally messed up. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay.
Because in the fourth movie, it seems to be like a separate family,
All right.
and pretty much the mom of this separate family makes friends with that possessed girl.
Okay.
But she seems like a normal girl. You wouldn't even think she's possessed,
Mm-hmm.
but really she is. And I guess she's after like their little kid too, like their little
Damn.
baby too. Yeah. So I don't know what these whole like babies are, but pretty much the little kid, like the little brother, makes friends with like this like demon. And you know how, and you
So
know
the little brother makes friends with a legit demon,
yeah,
or like a
like an
possessed
actual
person?
demon.
Okay, got it. Okay.
And you know how they found out?
How?
So so you remember Xbox 360 had Kinects,
Yeah.
and you know how there's like a night vision thing
Mm-hmm.
with all like these green dots around the room?
Yeah. So like you can see like motion and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they discovered the demon off of that. They were looking at the footage and they saw the little kid sitting on the couch, and next to him, the dots. There was nobody there, but the dots were moving in the shape of
What
like
the
a
hell?
person. Yeah. And I was like, dude, that's freaky, dude.
I'm not gonna lie, that the director went off with that. I'm
yeah.
not gonna lie.
That it was pretty creative. It was pretty cool, but
Yeah.
it was scary.
Creative.
And then pretty much the original possessed girl pretty much terrorizes the whole family and gets like the little boy onto like the demon side, I guess.
Okay.
And then what's the fifth movie, bro?
Do you know if like the boys, like the demon that's friends with the boy and the girl that's possessed, do you know if the demons are like related by any chance, or like?
I don't know if they're related. I'm sure they are if they're after kind of like the same kind of people, but yeah, dude, I feel like I have this all messed up because I kind of forgot how some of the movies were. So I know the first movie was Mika and his girl who gets possessed.
I remember we were talking about this at B-Dubs.
Yeah.
And then I looked up like the final like cut end scene.
Oh yeah, and
I
you see the guy
I
fly
saw
at
it
the
on
camera?
YouTube.
Yeah.
But I kind of was like looking away, and then so what I did was I watched it completely through, but with the audio all the way up, but I was looking away to make sure that there's not like a big jump scare that would freak me out.
Oh yeah.
So I can just expect it to come, right?
Yeah.
So then I watched the whole thing, ran it back, and then watched it. Dude, it still scared me. Cause it's like it's out of nowhere.
Exactly, bro. And
cause how it showed it was like it was panned in the kitchen, right?
No, it was in the bedroom.
It was in the bedroom, right?
Yeah.
So it's panned in the bedroom, and then out of nowhere you just see.
Yeah, just his back, just like.
Yeah.
And he's just.
Right.
Right. Yeah. It was pretty freaky. So, first movie is Mika and the girl. Second movie is
the two sisters. Is that the third?
It's the sister of the girl from the first movie.
Okay.
And then the third is the two little girls. I'm pretty sure it's when they were kids.
When they were kids, and how she got possessed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
Fourth
made
one.
the deal with it, whatever.
Yeah.
And then the fourth one is with the this random family that has some connection in some way.
So the little boy and the demon.
Yeah, or they just have, unless it's like, I don't know if it's like brother sister related with the girls.
Okay.
And then there's the fifth one is I think it's like out of context with the first four.
Okay.
And then they also made one called The Marked Ones. I'll get into that after the fifth movie. But the fifth movie is about this girl that is pretty much friends with like this demon. But this isn't like, you know how in the Venom movie how they animated like Venom, how he was like weird, how he moved and stuff. That's how like this demon looked. They uncovered a camera that could see the ghost. Like
so
see
like
the
you
demon.
can see the actual physical presence of him.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was like just this tall, like, I don't know, like squirmy.
Slenderman.
Yeah, Slenderman, squirmy like figure. It was really weird. that movie, you should actually, bro. I think I might look you watch the fifth one if I can anywhere, because that's a really good paranormal
Yeah,
activity
you are,
movie.
not me.
But yeah. So pretty much they're trying to take the daughter of these two parents. And it's really weird. Like if her bed's like laying like this,
Yeah.
like right behind on the wall, right behind her is just like a tunnel, like a portal
Okay.
to hell, pretty much.
What the
and
hell?
Yeah, and she pretty much walks through it, and then she gets like taken from her parents, and everybody's dead. Like
So wait, run it back. So what happens?
so two parents and a daughter, right?
Right.
And then two parents are like, yo, this daughter's acting weird.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we uncovered this camera. Oh, I could see the ghost. All right, let's
Okay.
keep an eye on it, whatever. And then it's like, all right, stuff's getting weird. We gotta like, unpossess her daughter, whatever.
So she's possessed with the demon now.
Not possessed, but like running off with it. Like,
Okay.
you know how like kids are. Like
Right.
they're like, nothing's wrong. It's like
imaginary friend type thing.
yeah.
Okay.
And then so they bring a priest, and then like the guy's brother or the girl's brother is like there to like film and like help out because they're just moving into this house.
Right.
And then all four of them die eventually in the end. And
So
then
the two
girl,
parents, the priest, and then the one friend guy.
yeah. Do you know how the I think it was the brother. You know how the brother dies?
How?
There's like an acid thing that somebody threw up, and it got on somebody's face and like melted his face.
Oh, so like hydrochloric acid. Wow. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And then there was a part where like something went through the dad was running down a hallway,
Yeah.
and somebody was carrying the camera, so it was showing the dad. So the camera's here, and dad's like running this way,
Yeah.
straight hustling, bro. And then it goes right through his chest. It's like a hand too. It's
So
just
it's like a hand that goes through the chest, but
Yeah.
is it like an imaginary hand?
no, it's
It's
like
like a legit
it's like
hand?
that. It's like what the demon's made out of.
Oh.
It goes through his hand, and then it's like his hand, like his chest is here, and then it's like his whole arm just goes through his chest,
Wow.
and then just kills him, bro.
Damn.
And then and then the priest got like, I don't know what happened to the priest, but he just gets like dragged away and killed. But
Right.
and then then there's the marked ones, and that's like crazy. I think it takes place in L.A. or something, and it's like a Hispanic family,
Okay.
and pretty much you know how like apartment buildings are, where there's kind of like a courtyard in the middle, and then stairs that go up.
Right.
So on the bottom there's like, this is where like a bunch of demonic like rituals were happening.
Is the marked ones the newer? Is it like a newer movie,
No.
or is it like?
It was kind of made in between all of
Okay.
them. So I think there's actually a new Paranormal Activity. It's like an Amish one. That one's like low-key freaky as fuck.
Okay.
But yeah, the marked ones was made during like all the other ones. I think in like 2006 it was made. God, there's a lot of thinking about. So pretty much, marked ones is like this Hispanic family, and then one of the sons gets possessed by a demon,
Okay.
and yeah, it's a lot of thinking about. I'm kind of rusty on all this stuff.
Here. So at B Dubs, you and one of our friends were talking about it, like the marked ones, and you guys were saying that you didn't know how it would add up until the ending where they kept walking, and then you can see that there's different corners of like the different video or like different movies.
Yeah, so at the ending of like the marked ones, they pretty much like one of the brothers. So there's a brother who's always like recording everything.
Okay.
And then the brother that's possessed like pretty much kills his brother in the house that takes place in the very first movie.
Okay.
So yeah, dude, it's so crazy how that works. So pretty much there's a scene in the first movie where like the wife that's possessed, she's possessed at this point,
Yeah.
and she goes downstairs and just screams really loud.
Mm-hmm.
And then the husband, or Mika, he goes downstairs to check on it, and I'm pretty sure that's like when he flies at the camera and dies.
Yeah.
But in the marked ones, this guy, he like teleports into the house, and he's in the kitchen,
Yeah.
and the girl is just walking like really weird, like stoic.
So this was before she yelled or
Yeah.
like screamed.
She was walking very like still and stoic into the kitchen,
Okay.
and then she just screams, and the guy's like right in the corner, like just witnessing it, like recording. He's just like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck? Why is she screaming?"
Yeah.
And then Mika comes downstairs and sees him like just like a random guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "What the fuck, man? Who are you? Like, get
Yeah.
out of my house!"
Right.
And I forgot. I think he was just like, the guy was just freaked out. He's like, "Well, how did I end up here?" And then he just like starts running, and then he turns a corner, and his brother like there's a jump scare, and
Okay.
his brother jump scares the camera,
Yeah.
and that's like the end of the movie. But it's like a really weird like
That's a
it.
weird connection
I
though.
I don't understand how everything's connected. They're all connected in some way because
Mhm.
you'll see like, all right, what does this family have to do with it? But then you'll see like somebody like the girl that was possessed in the first movie end up in the fourth movie,
Yeah.
and then like something in the fifth movie like is connected in
Like
some way.
the third movie was them younger, and then how she made the deal with the
Yeah.
devil, stuff like that.
So
Okay.
I think 1 through 3 are just like all connected. So like the third is like when they're girls and stuff like that, and then the first movie one of the girls gets possessed, and then in the second movie the possessed girl kills her sister for her baby or something like that.
Yeah. Right. Dude, like the
It's
storylines.
a really good story.
Dude, the storylines for all scary movies are really good. I just, if there was no jump scares, then I would watch it.
I got you, man.
Cause, dude, like
I know how you feel.
the storylines are so good.
Yeah.
They're always really good.
Yeah.
Like even with like the Annabelle and the Conjuring, I know
Those are good. Those
I kn-
are some of my favorites too.
I know like the Conjuring, they're all connected somehow,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's like
'Cause
it always comes back to the tree or something like
all so like the Annabelle movies and the Conjuring movies, the only thing that they're all connected between is Ed and Lorraine Warren. So that's why they're all connected, is
Okay.
because they're different cases that Ed and Lorraine Warren have taken.
Okay.
So they're all like, so individually, like the spirits and the demons that have like terrorized the families, those
Yeah.
are all separate. But the only thing that holds them together is like the Conjuring is Ed and Lorraine Warren. That's how you can kind of know like what the Conjuring is about, is
Mhm.
Ed and Lorraine Warren.
that. Got it.
They're the newer movie, The Devil Made Me Do It.
Mhm.
That's like scary. That's like freaky.
Yeah. I know both my brother and my dad really want to watch it.
Yeah, it's really good because that's actually like a true story too. So pretty much this guy, I think he was found innocent
Mhm.
because he actually like they actually were able to prove that he was actually possessed by a demon, and that's why he murdered somebody. And he
Okay.
was like, I would never murder anybody. Like, I was possessed by a demon. That's why I murdered somebody. Like,
Right.
it wasn't me. You know, literally in the title, the devil made me do it. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was like, and he was found innocent, I'm pretty sure, because they were able to prove that the devil made him kill somebody.
Mhm.
But it's just like a whole, like, that whole movie is just on another level compared to the first two. Like, I could watch the first two, no problem.
Yeah.
But
Third
like,
one's freaky.
third one is it's pretty freaky because
Okay.
like something can jump scare me and I won't see it and I'll jump scare
Right.
and like my heart skips a beat. But like
Mhm.
there's certain movies out there that are, just get like creepy. Like there's difference between scary and creepy. But when
Okay.
something's creepy, then I'm like, all right.
Because then, like, no, that's when you're like,
Yeah,
all right,
that's
hold
like,
on,
all right, hold on. Let's skip a couple seconds, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Conjuring movies are really good. Annabelle is good too because that's with Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they actually had the actual doll in their house for a period of time.
Yeah. Which is
They
crazy.
always kept artifacts from each case that they did. That's like, and even in the movies, it'll show like scenes at their house,
Mhm.
and the guy will be like in his room or in like a certain room that they lock and stuff, and it's all these possessed objects.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Yeah. I would say like, if I ever watched a scary movie, the closest I ever got was The Conjuring 2. I watched 30
Mhm.
minutes of it, and then I went
Yeah.
went downstairs, played some Madden.
Yeah, this guy. No, Conjuring 2 is not bad. I'd prefer the first and the third one. Conjuring 2 is probably like my least favorite one. But so there's a new Paranormal Activity movie. I'm gonna find out what it is.
Okay.
It's actually like pretty freaking freaky. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, while you're looking it up, let's talk about Creed, because
Creed,
it's
bro. Hype.
Creed 3,
Hype.
because it just came out.
All right, it's called
So would it be 6?
yeah. So it's Paranormal Activity Next of Kin.
Oh yeah.
No,
all
it'd
right.
be 7.
7.
Okay, hold on. So you got Paranormal Activity 2, 3, and 4.
Got it.
Then you have the marked ones,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have the Ghost Dimension,
Okay.
and then you have Next of Kin.
Next of Kin, I remember I watched the trailer at B-Dubs when we were talking about this stuff.
That's the cover art for it.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's
Damn.
it's about an Amish community. So you know Amish,
Mhm.
those kinds of people.
Yeah. So I'm guessing they're probably the whole community is possessed. Then I'm guessing.
Yeah. So, I don't I've watched it. I don't know exactly what happens, but at the end is very creepy because there's cops that pull up to the scene.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a first person like
The
body
movie's already
cam.
out?
Yeah.
Okay.
It came out 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
But these cops pulled up.
Right.
And they're like, oh, look at all these dead people outside of this like wooden church in the middle of nowhere. And they go inside, and it's some guy, and he's like, he looks possessed, like he's all fucked up looking. And the guy just like is weird. The guy looks at him a certain way, and you don't know at first, but the cop does this, but he kills. He like fucks with the cops' brains, and he makes the cops kill themselves.
Really?
Yeah. And then I think there was like 2 or 3 cops, and pretty much there was a camera like in the car, just for like, you know how like cops like
how they have a body cam and then
body
like
cam,
the dash
and then
cam.
like dash cam.
Yeah.
There's like it pans to the dash cam view out of a cop car, and it's like these guys just looking at these 2 cops, and they both have their guns pointed at him. It's like, get on the ground, whatever.
Yeah.
And he just looks at them a certain way, and you could tell like he turns his head and like looks at them, and the cops just like, bow, right in their heads.
Damn.
Both, and like all the cops that pulled up, like the demon made them like kill themselves, and that's like the ending of that movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing there's gonna be a new one for sure.
I hope, bro. The Paranormal Activity movies are so good, bro, and they didn't make one for a long time because the Ghost Dimension came out in 2015, and then the next of Kim was in 2021.
So it's probably not gonna be out till like 26, maybe 27.
Maybe. But yeah, bro. These are just super good movies.
Yeah. This like I don't know, cause I remember me and you were talking about what should we talk about for the podcast, and then you're like, oh, let's talk about conspiracy theories, and then it basically just became us talking about scary movies.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it was fun.
Oh yeah, very fun.
Cause scary movies are so cool,
they're so
story wise.
cool, bro, yeah.
Until
you can make
jump
them,
scares.
and then they're so creative too. You know what I'm saying? Like you can make them like anything. Like that new Terrorizer movie that came out.
Okay.
That newer one. I think it was like Terrorizer 2 because they made 2 of them. I haven't even seen those Terrorizer movies, but I guess people are like, yeah, it's like super scary. Like not even like creepy, but like people say they're super scary, and I'm like, I don't know, man.
Right? Did you watch it?
No.
Okay. What's your opinion on Resident Evil?
Those are like, for me personally, those are like badass movies. Cause like when I think of Resident Evil, I don't think of like the video games.
Yeah.
I think of like that one like girl that's like super badass in the movies, like like with like that umbrella thing that pretty much like, I don't know, controls, or I don't know.
I don't know how it works either,
Yeah,
so.
I don't know the storyline with Resident Evil, but I remember like those zombie movies are cool. There's one Resident Evil movie that I've watched when I was a kid, and it's like nostalgic for me. But pretty much what happens is like she crash lands on like a top of a building, and then there's like a group of people that are like trying to survive, but like the zombies like are infested into the building, whatever.
Yeah.
And then she like there's like a shower scene, so it's like a shower like place.
Right.
And she has like these quarters as like bullets in her shotgun. There's like this big like Hulk size like zombie with like a big hammer, bro.
Damn.
It's just like, I don't know what that one's called. I have to find out what it is, but that's like a nostalgic movie because I remember watching it all over.
The only reason I know about it is because, all right, so my uncle.
Yo,
Yeah, Unc and my dad.
Yeah.
They both love, or all 3 of them, because there's 2 of my uncles and my dad.
Yeah.
And both of them love Resident Evil.
Yeah.
And even my, you've met this Unc. He was a coach.
Yeah.
He had, he bought the game.
Oh, yeah.
And then he gave it to us, acting like I was going to play it.
Yeah.
I was like, hell no, I'm not even going to look at it.
Yeah, there was I've seen some clips of people playing some Resident Evil game. Not the newer one that came out, but it's like, I don't know, like 1 or 2 Resident Evil games ago that came out. I don't know.
Okay.
And there was like some creepy scenes. Like there was a guy, he looked down a staircase, and it was all dark. And then, because I guess like his partner, who's this girl, like gets like dragged down there or something like that.
Yeah.
And he opens the door and he looks out. He's like, oh, where are you at? I don't know the girl's name. Where are you at? Blah, blah, blah. And like the girl's just like crawling up the stairs super weirdly. And I'm like, bro. And then it's a jump scare and she jumps on you. And like you just see her face like trying to freaking like bite your face off.
Holy. Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, that's so like creepy, bro.
It's not for me, man. Not for me.
And then there was another scene where I'm trying to think of how the setup was. It was almost like this guy was like on a raft and he was floating down this river, but on both sides of the river they were like burning buildings. So it was almost like a flooded like city almost,
Yeah.
but like burning buildings. And he like this guy it was like gameplay I was watching, and he turned to the left and he saw like this girl like just staring at him.
So while he's in the boat.
Yeah, he's just like, you know how like you're just standing, like you can't move around, but you could just look around in a game.
Right.
It was like that. He was just looking around and he saw like this like girl figure. He's like, oh, that's creepy. And he looks away at other stuff and he looks back and it was gone. I was just like, dude, no, bro. That is so freaking creepy. I was like, yeah, I can't play. It's like scary game. That's the thing. I could watch horror movies, but scary video games, I cannot play.
Scary games are a whole different level.
Yeah, that's
because
like,
you're doing it yourself.
Yes, bro. Like if you get jump scared, that's because of you.
You did that.
You went there.
You did that yourself.
Yeah.
Like, nah, because I know that like in one of this like horror games is that I don't know if he's driving or if he's on a bike or something, right? It's the same thing with the boat, but this time he looks over, like you can look around, right?
Yeah.
And he looks over, he sees a figure, right?
Mm-hmm.
He looks over, he sees another figure, and he turns all the way behind him, and it's a jump scare.
That's creepy.
And it's the jump scare. How it worked was that, so there's the two figures,
Yeah.
and then there's a whole big figure that grabbed him. And then the other two start getting closer and closer and closer. So it's like, it was freaky.
That's so scary, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like the Outlast games.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do them. Can't do them. I've seen gameplay on them. I can't even watch like gameplay, bro, on it.
I agree.
But like the Outlast 2, that's like creepy, bro. Because that's like you're in the dark woods walking around.
Yeah.
And you come across like these like old like wrinkly ass people, bro. And they're like, I don't even know how it works or like what the setting is, but it's pretty much like some guy that just investigates stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like the first one was creepy because it was an insane asylum. For like any like video game to take place, bro, like that's
Insane Asylum is always the scariest ones.
Yes, bro, because like even when those are like operating in normal, they're still like creepy motherfuckers.
Because even in Batman, back to Batman,
yeah,
they don't check how they have Arkham Asylum.
yeah.
So there's a game,
Mm-hmm.
and then I wish they made a movie on it. But Arkham Asylum is crazy. Don't check how there's like the Suicide Squad.
Right.
It's kind of like that, but more dark.
I got you.
Like the comics are really dark, and it's like, because it tells you the story of like how Harley Quinn was like the nurse, and then she basically got seduced by the Joker, and then how she became crazy in love with the Joker, and like how all that happened, and because he used like laugh gas or something.
Yeah.
And then it also talks about all these different like villains, and that freaks me out too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that's weird, bro.
Any type of asylum is freaky, but
Yeah. I mean, even thinking like, I think I've even seen a YouTube video where like it was like real life, like people were touring an insane asylum, and there's just like blood marks on pillars from people like bashing their heads
in. Yeah.
Like that shit's like so creepy.
Because
that's normal people, bro. Like
and they're in straitjackets, so
Yes,
they're
bro.
basically just
yeah,
winding their head back.
literally, bro. And it's just like that's like normal people. That's not even like a demon or a ghost like trying to haunt you. That's like
normal
a real person like fucked up, bro.
Yeah.
Which is like even worse because
Yeah.
it's like, bro, like
Because you're looking at it and you're like, that could be me.
yeah, literally, bro. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I get like a head injury and I end up bashing my head into a wall.
Yeah.
That's like, I don't know. I feel bad for those people, but like that freaks me out.
Yeah. So we just discovered like another topic we can always talk about. Always keep us updated with like different topics to talk about. I just feel like the more topics we have, the more entertaining it gets. Type thing.
Sure.
Because this is a completely out of the blue. Because we talk about more like society stuff, more football stuff.
Yeah.
And now we're talking about like scary movies and like scary games, insane asylum stuff like that. So
bro, that stuff's freaky, but
yeah.
We'll see what next week brings.
Yeah, if you guys like this type of stuff,
Let us know.
let us know, comment, DM us, and
Yep.
basically anything. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe.
Yep.
Watch our shorts, follow us on all of our socials at the 815 podcast. Any final remarks?
Nah, I'm good, bro.
All right, see you next week.
See ya.